Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. Remember, this is the biggest show in East and Central Africa. I go by the name MC Joshu, and this is Kuomoka Monday, ndani ya Familia TV. And today, we are hosting an amazing person hapa ndani ya Familia TV. So tutuambie yeye nani, then tuendelee na show. Noma sana.
Alright, thank you so much for your invitation. My name is Timothy Year-Mr.Waweru, and I'm grateful for such an opportunity to come and share much about who I am and what I do.
Who is Mr. Waweru? Unajua umesema wewe ni Waweru.
Yes. Waweru has several titles. He is a businessman. He is a teacher by profession. And he is also a pastor. So I carry many details.
He's also a pastor. Unajua? Ukisema you are also a pastor. So na expect nione Biblia mahali. Nione Bible mahali. So how iko basi?
Now these things have changed because of we are moving with the technology. And of course there is a hard copy, there is a soft copy. And because of the way technology has changed, and I'm a youth pastor, sometimes I carry my Bible in soft copy. It's also around.
In soft copy?
Yes.
Hata mimi niko na yangu pale in soft copy.
Alright. That's so amazing.
So you have said you are a business person.
Yeah.
So which business do you, yani unachopanga biashara?
Beside teaching, I also sell vehicles, and if you need one, you can contact me from my number later after the show. If the chance be that I give my number, you can as well get me. And I sell vehicles from around Kiabu Road, a place called Astro Yard. So I'm part of the people who are there. And I can also shop one for you, either you want for import, you want for locally used, it's available.
Yes. So kuna gari. Watu wangu ni wanatazama pale nyumbani. Remember we are live from Roiro Boys, and this is the best secondary school. So tuko hapa ndani ya Roiro. So kuna saizi kuna form 4, and you remember Roiro tunafuata every government zinaitwa protocols. Najua Ngoso ni ngumu sana. Sijui ni instruction ama nini, lakini tutawaandikia tu pale chini. So today we have the deputy principal. So how do you motivate and encourage your fellow staff?
Alright, thank you for the question. May I start by saying that it is very motivating to see you receive students in Form 1, then you get them finished in Form 4, and they acquire themselves somewhere in the university. It's so encouraging. And what has really motivated me first in this work is to see I'm nurturing young students to become very great people in the Republic of Kenya and also worldwide. And therefore, what I do, much of it, is to motivate these students and make them understand that we do not have other best than them. And they have great future, and they should work towards their future because we require them after we grow old.
It's a nice one. So hii time ya corona, sijui unapitia challenges zipi hii time ya corona?
May I say that this corona has two phases. There are people who have taken corona, this period of corona, negatively because of how we have impacted, or it has impacted differently to each one of us. Personally, though I was not teaching, I must say that it has opened up my eyes because I've get back to reorganize myself once again to what I had not done in the past. I've actually found myself doing it in this corona. So to me, I would say that though corona has hit our nation in one or the other, the economy has reduced in the profit margin, Other people have also been sacked from their job, and other people, of course, they have died. I would say in my own side, I've tried to trace that pen that has been out from the teaching fraternity. Yes.
So unajua tumeenda mahali last week hivi, akatuambia yeye ni mwalimu, akatuambia yeye ameamua kuwa farmer, mkulima. So sijui kama wewe siku hizi unafanya ukulima ama vipi?
It is from this corona that I've started selling vehicles, and I've get to that business. I've been a farmer for many years, but since things are changing, I moved from the rural setup. I'm now in the urban setup. I am now trying to push this business, and it's working for me. So it's from this corona I've started the business of selling vehicles.
That is a nice one. So ukihitaji gari, wewe ukiwa pale nyumbani ukihitaji gari unampigia simu. So namba yake tutaweka pale chini. So utaweza kumpigia simu, utaweza enda pale inbox, pale DM, DM. Sawa sawa. So what would you be your top priority in your position as a deputy principal?
My top priority is to make sure that everyone has been served with a lot of satisfaction. I've made sure that I do my best, because the position that I hold has authority, and how I'm using that authority means a lot to the next generation to come, and more so to the people that I'm serving. And therefore, to this position, I've really felt that it's my time to serve the nation, starting from where I am, to the best of my ability with a lot of fairness, so that we can build one nation. As you look at the issue when we talk about corruption, corruption starts where you are. The way I serve my people, must I be motivated by external motivation so that I can serve them well? No. It should be from the internal part of you. You feel you want to serve the citizens to the best way possible, so that you can deliver your money as it has been stated for, of course, like a teacher to the TAC code of ethics, in case I am the
Ndio nimekuwa nikiangalia pale IGFP, naona watu wakiuliza, hebu uliza mwalimu, do you chat with student? Yaani huwa mna chat ile WhatsApp vitu kama hizo?
Yeah, it's a good question, MC Joshu. Like this corona, I've really tried to bring my student on board. I created a Zoom class where I was teaching, I was helping my boys. And though it did not work to a higher percentage of the stand-up of the student who could afford the phone, I tried. I have a WhatsApp group also with my boys. In case the boy is at home, he has a difficult question in mathematics, in physics, and would like to be answered when they're at home, I'm free. So we have a WhatsApp group, and of course it has also gone along with helping these boys achieve their position and also achieve their dreams as they have desired.
It's a nice one. So sijui kama ushaipata na mtu akakudiscourage, akakwambia wewe huwezi, sijui, yani discouragement.
Yeah, discouragement comes almost every day, let me say so. But what is very important is how you're going to get that, to receive that discouragement. When you receive it, what is your position in that? I would like to say that the discouragement comes so that they can perfect our way of working. One thing I've come to learn when it comes to discouragement, either somebody may discourage you for they want you to be in the status quo, you be like them. Number two, somebody may discourage you because you are better than them. And number three, somebody may discourage you so that you just stay or stick at where you are. You don't move on. And the way you take discouragement means a lot. So personally, when I get the discouragement, I customize on what should I do best. What should I improve on? Where have I failed? I get now what we call self evaluation. Then from there, I get the result.
It's a nice one. Royal boys, you got a very good deputy principal. So we are going to take a short break. We are going to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are inside Royal Boys, Royal Secondary School. Niko karibu na askari by the way. So ukibisbehave unalala ndani. Mr. Deputy President, Principal. Nasikia nimetumia jina President. Yaani nikaa tu President, Principal. So zinakaribiana tu. So how is the new normal?
For sure, MC Joshu, there has been a lot of changes as they have been articulated by the government to make sure that we have maintained all the procedure and the protocols required to make sure no one has been infected by this virus, for we cannot tell where it is inside the school. And therefore, what we have done is to implement the government ministry in protocols pertaining the way the schools they should be prepared pertaining the reopening the reopening of the same. And therefore, what we have done in the first case, we have made sure that there is enough facilities, the water point facilities in school, and since we cannot afford sanitizers for everyone, we have put enough soap. So around the school we have enough soap, we have enough water points. We have also made sure that we have put the 1.5 meter distance.
1.5.
Yes, 1.5.
Yaani kwa Kiswahili 1.5 ni mita moja na nusu.
So 1.5 meters distance in classes. We have also made sure that all students they put on their masks. Also, we have made sure.
Is there, unajua nasikia hizi mask ni tofauti tofauti. Sijui kuna zile washable, kuna zile za kurusha, kuna zile sijui zinararuka haraka. So, huku mnatumia zipi?
From what I've observed from our boys, you know, like the surgical masks are a bit expensive, but they are not washable. You wash them, you find they have a problem in, they become weak. They are not even safe for these boys. So I find majority of our boys here, they have the washable ones. That piece of cloth that has been made well, so that they can rewash it after they have used.
So student hawezi ingia pale kwa gate kama ana mask.
As you get through the gate, you must first be observed that you have the masks. Number two, your temperatures must be recorded so that we can monitor you as you get into the school. Then from there you go to the water point to wash your hands. Then you are allowed to go and interact with others in the compound. Yes.
That is a nice one. Nimechiki pale kwa mtandao, naona watu wanasema hivi pale FB. Wanasema sijui kuna student wanaingia class, but ukiangalia kwa mdomo ni kama yani wanakula kitu. Nasikia ikiitwa jaba. So juu wamevaa mask nadhani nikata wanaikana. So how do you cope with that situation?
That one has been a bit difficult because we realize that when these students have the masks, they are prone to so many risks. That is the drug substance, and therefore, what we are doing in case we identify a boy has a funny behavior, because you may have that chavis or put the chavis, and then all of a sudden you are teaching mathematics, and you find a boy has reacted in a certain way that is abnormal. So what we are doing, we get that boy in the office and we try to see what the boy might be using. to surprise you.
But you know, touching somebody, we are fearing corona. Sasa ukimshika
Yes.
bado unaogopa ile corona ile.
You must you must maintain 1.5 meters distance. That's all. You must maintain 1.5 meters distance. That's number one. And more so, you must make sure that this boy is the one who removes the mask inside. Then he opens his mouth, and we can now see what the boy is using, but you cannot touch the boy. Yes, you cannot touch the boy. Yes.
You thought you are sanitizing the. What about the situation at the classes? The classes, how are you preparing for the reopening of the school?
Like what the Minister of Education, Makoha, said, there is that challenge in schools pertaining the 1.5 meters distance that is required by the government. However, if need be, we are going to have 10 pinched, in the compound, that we make sure that we have contained this situation as best, in our best way possible, because we will not feel nice that we have a boy who has contaminated the disease when he's in school. So we are going to make sure, as the government have instructed, that we maintain 1.5 meters distance. If the classes will not be enough, we cannot fail to go an extra mile to make sure we have accommodated back all our students.
Tents. So ningependa kuongea na watu wa nyumbani, mkiona tent kwa shule, msione kama kuna event ina come through. Hiyo ni class inatengenezwa hiyo. Ndio wanafunzi at least wa nini ile 1.5 meter. So in the school, in case mtu apimwe apatikane yako pale kwa gate, apatikane kwa kitu kama more than 37, wao mnafanya.
There are two things that we are doing. Number one, we need to understand that corona can be in school, can be outside school. And therefore, if a boy has been measured the temperatures and they are found they are above the required temperature, we have to allow him not to interact with the other boys. And from there, because we have the numbers that we are required to call to make sure that these boys has been put in the right place, that's what we can do. But so far so good. There is no case that has been reported in our school, and we are praying that none of the cases will be reported at Rolu boys. Yes. So in case inside the school we get to have a boy who his temperatures are above the required temperatures, we have an isolation room where it is equipped, and we can put that boy there before we take him to the relevant areas.
Also here inside you have the quarantine room.
Yes, in the inside school we have that isolation room where it is mandatory from the government policy that we have an isolation room, so that we make sure we don't also put other boys, other workers in school at risk in case such a thing happens. Yes.
That is a nice one. So we have a quarantine room inside Rolu boys. That is the best thing to have. So about the about the staff office. So is there something like the distant? For example, when you wanaketi, are they keeping distant?
It's a good question, MC. We have also maintained the social distances in the office. We have made sure we have enough sanitizers for the teachers. Also in the staff room, we have congested the teachers. We have put them in the department offices. That's where they're working from. So in the office, they just come when need be, and when they come in, we must maintain 1.5 meters social distance. They must have the mask, and they must make sure that everyone has sanitized before you get to the staff room. Yes.
It's a nice one. So we have another question from IG, and this is a personal question. Lisa, are you married?
That's a good question. Yes, I have a ring. This is not just an it's not an ornament, just an ornament. It has a commitment.
So
Yes,
Winnie from FB umejibiwa hiyo swali.
Yes, so I have
So
a
how
lovely
is
wife.
your story hadi ukakuja ukaoa?
Um,
Najua you are deputy principal but you are interacting with many teachers. Na ulikuwa shule bado ulikuwa chuo. So hebu tuambie story yako kwanza. Ulienda aje hadi ukakuja ukaoa?
now,
Yaani ushaatbreakiwa vitu kama hizo.
oh, very fine. It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a long story, and it has actually made me whom I am today, because there are some difficulties that they started long when I was young, and some of the things that will come along. I would like also to encourage somebody, a young person listening from me, that you may find like your friends have get ahead of you, but the truth of the matter is that if you are really determined of your destiny, one of these days you must get there. And therefore, it is just but something that has come to me in a very convincing way that I'm writing a book.
You're writing a book?
Yeah, I'm writing a book.
Your own book?
Yes. The book is a seed of greatness. Wow. It's in the pipeline. And in the near future, you'll find yourself, you'll get this copy.
Are we going to be given free?
Yeah, it's almost freely given. It's almost freely given. In that the way this book is, it is to be affordable to everyone. I repeated for 4 years in primary school.
4 years.
4 years. 4 years in primary school. So the time I was to finish Form 4. That's the time I was joining Form 1. And I was so much like, what does God have? That has been the question all along. So what happened when that time came for me to marry, I was to make sure that the lost time has been recovered, because I finished Form 4 when I was 22 years old.
22 years.
Actually, I was 23. I was 23 years old. So I started a diploma in education. My diploma in education, I did it at Karatina University.
Watu wa Karatina
Yes.
University, I know you are watching. So,
yes.
Karatina.
Then from there, I was not married, but I find now I've been overtaken by event. I enrolled for degree at MKU.
MKU?
MKU.
Watu wa MKU?
Yes.
Wow.
In the year 2014. And that's the time I just felt in second year, that's 2015, I should marry. So I married second year when I was at Mount Kenya University. I did a church wedding, which was very jubilant.
So I have a question. You married at second year?
Yes.
Yani najaribu kuimagine second year. Anaoa. Yani amepatana pressure pale, so akaamua. Ama yako ilienda aje hapo?
It's a good question. My wife is a long story, but she was a Sunday school teacher. I was a Sunday school teacher.
So nyinyi mlipatana church?
So tulipatana church.
Yani mkisoma tu Biblia hivi verse.
So when we are taking children for camp, that's what we could have good time, and we could now share, and we could of course see that we can complement one another. So this time when it comes to marrying, I am already settled whom I am married. So in the second year, I'm not chasing any fresh air up and down, because my mind is set. I have decided who I'm marrying, and I deferred for one semester. That is August semester. The other semester, that is 2015. The 22nd August. That's when I wedded my beloved wife, Kapita, and I embraced with a key. So what I did
this year.
Okay, I married, and then from there after 1 year, and I would say what I did is to make sure that the time that you get lost when I was in primary school, I have now recovered. So I was to make sure as a man, I bear the responsibility Because if you find a man who is not responsible enough,
For sure.
then it is a problem. So I want to make sure that I'm married at the same time, I'm going on with my education, and that's
How do you cope the marriage and the education? Unajua sometimes unafika nyumba unasumbuliwa saa hizo kwa assignment.
It requires a very also understanding wife. It also requires.
So we are trying to educate them anaitwa Devi pale.
Yes. So to the young ladies and the young men who are listening from me, I would like to encourage them that if you get the right person, you will agree on what to do and what you should do at a specific time. So my wife has really supported me all along when I was in the university. That she gave me the moral support. She also sometimes would support me financially, and it really encouraged me that I finished my degree. And when I was graduating, I had now a degree. I had my degree for performance, I had a child and a wife. So it was a bonus.
So you had 3 degrees.
Yes.
Wow. What about the reaction? Ama wazazi wako wanakuuliza. Hiyo time ni kama unajua mtu sekondia bado wako na wazazi. Ama wewe ulikuwa unajitegemea yote.
Now I would tell the parents here, because it's something that of course it's a challenge. Well, my parents did not feel happy to be frank about it. Because they actually not understand what I was going through. And like any other parent, I believe they would want the best to their children. So when these parents would not feel comfortable about it, I was to make sure I bring the correct meaning of what I was going through so that they can support me on this. So in the first case, what I did, I asked myself, I've reached an age where manze, kuna mahali unafika unasikia mambo hiyo huwezi zuia tena, badala ya kuoja kwa nini usifanye nini,
yani umedate na moja,
stick to one, because several you are going to use to waste your resources. So here it would come automatically. I would, though I will not tell the mother that I don't want to waste my youth, status, and I want to really serve God to the commitment I vowed I want to serve God. I want to make sure, since now I'm feeling I'm sexually active, if I use that word, I would require a partner. So that is one of the things that I would actually tell them, I would actually prove to the parents, I did not marry for the sake of marrying, but I want to be responsible from the beginning. And that's why you have steeped in a candid manner as a wife, and as a husband and wife in my family. And I've come to appreciate what we give them, because there are people out there of my age, some of them, they have not made up their decision. And I will also encourage them to make their decision.
Make decision.
Yes.
So for now, wewe kuna watoto wangapi sasa hivi? For now.
I have a lovely girl. Yes. I have a lovely girl, Praise Muthoni.
Praise Muthoni penye unatuwatch. Najua unatuwatch sasa hivi.
Yes, I love her so much. Yes.
So just one.
Just one kid.
Yes. Uliamua tu mmoja. Mwenye ulitoka na hiyo degree.
That's for next time, but things are in the pipeline.
Yeah. So vitu ziko kwa plans.
Ziko kwa plans.
It's a nice one. By the way, it's a good story to inspire someone pale nyumbani. So najua kuna watu wengi wanawatch wakiwa pale nyumbani. Nasikia director akiniambia sijui director. Nasikia akiniambia niseme D, my co-host. Leo jamii kuja kwa show juu she's feeling, yani kuna venye ana feel music in short. So I feel mambo mengine.
And see corona we just
yeah, but we are wishing quick recovery. Atapona tu.
Yes.
So next time atakuwa kwa show. Yeah. So deputy principal, umesema wewe ni pastor, businessman, and also a teacher.
Yes.
Yeah. So kuna swali sikuuliza about your spiritual father, pale pastor. Hiyo story ya kuoa yeye alikuwa advice aje?
I would love to really appreciate my bishop, Dr. Joseph. He has been a good mentor to me from Karatina Pefa Gospel Church. He is the one who actually understood me better about my situation. And when I told him that I'm feeling, I have some, feeling inside my heart, he walked along with me and he made sure I stood. Therefore, I want to appreciate him together with his lovely wife because of the good work that they did to me, and that's why we are here today, because of somebody's sacrifice that they did to make sure we start strong. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Your final advice to the people watching this.
I'll tell them from what I started by saying in the show when you asked about the discouragement. Let's take every discouragement positively, regardless of either you feel happy about it or you feel annoyed about it. Take it as it is.
Sure.
Sharpen on those weak points. They are going to make you be a better person. That is my advice. Also to the youths, I tell them they should not give up. They have a long way to go, and giving up, it means that you don't give a room for accommodating more. Kindly, don't give up in life. There is so much that God has for you, and if you give up, it tells me you are saying it is over, and it's not over until it is over. Yes.
Sijui niseme amen. Yeah, do you miss Form 3, Form 2, Form 1? Unawa miss? Najua nasikia Form 3 ni kichwa ngumu sana.
Aki, the Form 3s, Form 2s and Form 1s where you are, I over to you. You are great people. You are great people. And we really feel that without you in our school, there's a vacuum. You are important people wherever you are. Our prayer as a school is that you remain intact. Don't put your books away, and when you are coming back to school, that's when you are dusting them so that you can come back. Keep reading. Don't lose that contact with your books, because we shall require you back here, and also maintain the good, the good performance that you have posting back then. When you come back in 2021, we miss them so much, and we are feeling there's a vacuum, but we are doing everything possible that when you come back, things will be put in the in the right way to make sure that we accommodate everyone back in the school. Yes.
Your social media pages.
Yeah. You can get me in the FB. I'm there in FB. In the FB, my name still remains Timothy Derito. I'm called Timothy Tabi Derito. You can get me there in the Facebook. Also in the Facebook, in my business profile, you can like the Astro car selling yard. I'm also in Twitter. You get me in the Twitter. I'm called Waweru MCA.
MCA. So in 2022 you are planning something.
In 2017 I was one. 2017 I was one of the aspirants.
2017.
Yes, I was one of the aspirants, and of the county. The county assembly seat.
Okay.
And by God's doing, I didn't make it. But for 2022, yes. I'm also in the Instagram. You also get me there at Timothy Derito. Get me there, like my page.
Pia pale kwa TV hapo ndani.
Yes, that's on kwa TV. Niko tu pale. Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an interesting, amazing show. Imekuwa kubwa sana tunasemanga moto kama pasi. Till next time, I've been your host, MC Joshu. Bye.